Do you feel almost shy in front of your children sometimes? They're sharing themselves so fully, especially when they're little, but you feel like you cannot really connect with them. You're not really there yourself. You're shy to look them in the eyes. How can that be? Let me open the door for you to real intimacy, non-physical intimacy. I'm Hanna. In our society, we are trained very well for the physical world. We are working on learning to read and acting properly and dressing properly and plan for our future. But the real place to be is to be connecting one human being to the other, and even ourselves to something higher than ourselves. That's really how we can thrive. Otherwise, we are just isolated, in a sense, avatars of ourselves in this world. But since we are so well trained in this, we can feel the restlessness. This is how I was before. I really tried to open myself up. I want to share with you how to even just see that the world has other dimensions to it, and how important it is to be really intimate with other human beings on this non-physical space. It's going to change your life. Also, when it comes to physical intimacy with your partner, life isn't mostly physical. It's just as much non-physical. People have difficulties even talking about it because we have been trained for so long not to do it. I grew up in Sweden, where nobody talked really about anything spiritual, God, religion. People don't even have the vocabulary for it, and you might not have either. So let me just introduce a few words and then how we can go to the next place, which is really coming close to your children, opening yourself up to be spiritually intimate in a sense. Let's stick with that. If you grew up in this world where we haven't been speaking so much about religious things, but perhaps in some communities, yes, but in others, none at all. You might not even have thought how important it is, but often our children and their enthusiasm and their willingness to just be blown away of the world around them. And it's not for them so physical. It is so much connecting. We want to be there for them. How can we be good parents? We don't let them into our heart. Everything is step by step. I like to think of it as if this is really who we are. We are inside of this ball is that non-physical, beautiful soul or consciousness. Surrounding it here is this glass layer, this window of this beautiful part of you to the outside world. And this window is governed by, I call it the ego. It is really your thoughts about yourself. If you are thinking about yourself all the time and you are saying, oh, I have to do this, I must do this, and I'm so angry with myself, and why are these people not acting properly to me? I should be more respected. And you are winding new and more thread around here. The more you're focusing on you as a separate something. We are all interconnected, and through this beautiful inside ball, your soul, your consciousness, your awareness is shining out and connecting with other people. But the more we have focused on ourselves, the more we're filling the glass. And it's no longer so see-through. It's thread. You can unwind it. And you can clean these windows, so to speak, by being more focused on others and on what is it that is taking care of us, making us wake up in the morning, sustaining us in life. So when we are relating to those children, start with just looking them in the eyes. Dare to stay with it. Take small steps for yourself. Dare to just stay with it. And when talking to your spouse, try to look him or her in the eyes and feel the connection, which means you are opening yourself up to vulnerability in a sense, right? Isn't that sharing space? It's when your soul, your awareness, consciousness is intermingling with others. That's when we are really human. So I dare you to take that first step of being more aware and more willing, because getting really into the soul with your child or with your spouse, and eventually learn that with your parents too, even if you didn't do that maybe when you were a child. But now that you are an adult, you first of all have to reshape your relationship with your parents anyway. Now they are not the ones who are the guardians of your life. Now you can have an adult relationship to them and to be so grateful for everything they did, the best they could, what they had at the moment. I think so many of my friends have been saying, wow, I had not the childhood I wanted because of this and this. We had a wonderful childhood. It had aspects to it that maybe weren't ideal. Some have very much of that, and others had less. But now we live in the now, and now we have an opportunity to build something different with our parents, which will also help so much as we are growing together. You with your parents, they are getting older, so are you. But you want to be able to be there for them in a new way. In a sense, I shouldn't say pay back, but give back to them. They put in so much effort into raising you, into being with you. Now, if you have children on your own, you know what it means. Your time is not your time. It is different. Everything is not schedulable, but you're building the future. You're building the future with your parents. You want it to be real and genuine. So even if you haven't spoken to your parents in this way, dare to open yourself up. Start unwinding these threads and try to keep your soul able to connect with others, because it's not blocked by all these things that separate you. Because when we see ourselves as separate, we feel very small. We feel very insignificant, and we are fearful, is the truth. So this is really to help you also be much more of yourself, the real self, that beautiful inside. Every one of us have it. Everyone. Just be aware. We are humans. We are doing the best we can. But in this materialistically focused world, we have often forgotten about what is the real importance of life. And that is to contribute to others and to be living in this space, not as an individual, just trying to survive. You were not put here in this world to just survive for yourself. We're all here because we have something important to do. If it's only to say one nice word to one person in our whole life, that is also important. It might change their life completely. So just see yourself as important. It is not just about material things. In fact, it has been scientifically proven that the most important factor for living a long and rich life, no matter what economic situation you're in, is your relationships. So build them strong. We want to be intimate, like really close to other people. If this is your first time thinking of it, it might seem even a little scary, because being intimate is opening yourself up to something new. When I first really sat and talked to my husband, my first real discussion with him, my husband-to-be, I felt all my guards go down. Something in me knew that this was the person for me, but I felt almost naked, exposed in my soul, because my soul was ready to meet with my soulmate, I guess. But we cannot meet with our soulmate or discovering our soulmateness in the mates we have unless we are willing and daring to be intimate. I hope this has been valuable and interesting to you. If you find that it is, please subscribe and see you in the next video.